Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. It is that time, finally got around to participating in the Gauntlet 4. The Gauntlet 4 is 100% free to play. I never got into groups before, up until this point, so I figured I'd give it a go. Had a bit of a scare, of course, and that still remains to be an ongoing underlying issue here and there. As my computer is, of course, held together with bubblegum and duct tape at this point. It is what it is. But I had a hard blue screen of death, of course, on the first attempt. And by the time, and also the fun part was, by the time I got the computer to restart, and there was Windows updates along the way, so it took forever for me to come back. And here I find out that the group was still going on, well, the group, as in one person, was still going on the second boss. That's where I crashed. I completed the first one, no problem, and I went into the next one, and then I crashed. And then other people were also mentioning they had, like, NVIDIA update issues as well, so that wasn't the only thing contributing to my problem, but nonetheless, anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory. So what I'm going to show now is, yeah, I have a little bit more combat rating now because I got a triple ring that from doing the raid that was better than the one I currently have, and it was the same set that I used. So I was like, perfect. All the slots matched color and everything. So I was like, awesome. So that was an upgrade that I got, which is why I am now currently at this on my PvE setup, with my set build, mind you. Now I can push combat rating even further than this now with the mishmash that I still have saved in my armory, but I'd rather not because I lose all set bonuses with that one. Still, I haven't got around to crafting up any more set pieces yet, and I haven't farmed too many more legendaries since the update for the combat rating. But anyway, that's all the backstory out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and show the video run through. This is 100% free to play character, of course, as per usual. Let's go ahead and do all the things showing this is what I currently have now for my secondaries on this PvE setup. My residence is only 2204 on this PvE build. So yeah, day one player, by the way, so in case you're wondering why certain stats may seem a little high for a 100% free to play, well, that's just it. And if you still don't believe me, we can always look at the bundles here. Haven't touched a single one, never got a battle pass ever, that kind of thing, and so on and so forth. I don't know what else I can show here, honestly, though, because I don't even look at this stuff. I don't even look at this stuff. All this pay-to-win nonsense. The only thing I care about is the daily free claim thing. That's it. I could care less about the rest of this because it is just nothing but gambling, mobile gaming greed. So anyway, on to the next thing. Let's go ahead and get this underway. I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the video here. Now, mind you, the loading was absolutely terrible for me, as it is on PC for whatever reason. Whenever you restart your computer, it's like it forgets everything about the game and it has to reload. So here we go. As you can see, there is horrible freezing up as I'm loading into the first boss. Somebody's dead already, so I'm kind of like a little bit behind the 8 ball getting here to start getting my swings in. On this one, I do remember to, I think right about here, yeah, I click on the damage counter. Obviously I'm not even on the board yet because I arrived later than everybody else. However, as you will notice, I will start to catch up pretty quickly. The top person in the list that we have is a, well, I'll show you at the end, but a spoiler for now, I suppose. You'll see when I actually prove the point at the end of the run here. They are a 9500 reso, I think, 9500 reso monk with the twirly bird baton twirler build, more or less. I don't know, they might have a few things that aren't, you know, PvP oriented. It might be more of a PvE mix. And of course with that build, it's already over-tuned already, so that's what they're doing. And again, 9K or 95 reso, 100 reso or something like that. So that's what they're at. And I didn't really get a chance to check everybody else in the group, but I did manage to, there we go. Now I am in second with my PvE raid build. which is the walk-in. Wow. Sometimes you just gotta use that one. And the thing that I changed in it from the PvE dungeon running build is I swap out the Dancing Lightning armor with the Dancing Lightning ice armor with the hailstone, as you can see here spinning around me. Okay, so we finished that one off. I go and pick this person up. Moving on to the next thing. Just showing some gameplay that, you know, some people ask for sometimes, every now and again, and I know I do a lot of explaining in most of my videos and that kind of thing. I still do Battlegrounds off and on. I haven't done as much the past couple days as far as Battleground is concerned because, for one, Tower War started, and I did do a video on that. That one, day one video on Tower Wars so far, and the experience of what it was very interesting. Day two wasn't as terrible, but I definitely have a video discussing about the day one stuff. But I was busy doing that instead, and there was Conqueror. Conqueror refreshed, as it always does, which I hate about Conqueror the most, is you cannot get the full amount of points for Conqueror in one go. So you have to do it when it refreshes to finish the 44 points. You always end up with like 34 out of 44 points. And then I was like, alright, fine. So Conqueror was a day, only had like a day left remaining, and I had to squeeze that in, and that was running the same time that Tower Wars did. So that's why I went and did that one. And wasted a lot of time finishing that out for the last day. I did get all my event tokens, however, for this event center. So I got the 360 points, and I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. But speaking of the event center, the Wild Brawl event has come back around as of this recording. So there's that for everybody to do if they so choose. That one's kind of hit or miss, depending. If you go in with a pre-formed group, you have a much better chance, obviously, but I mean, it's still a battle royale format, which it's just different for a game mode. It's nice to have a little bit of variety. So, but I won't even bother because I don't need the points. I don't need anything else that event can provide, unless I get really bored. Anyway, but back to this one. I didn't have time to switch over. I mean, I could have, I suppose. I completely forgot about it. I was too focused on the fight because I'm like, my goodness, as you can see here, these bosses and gauntlets have always been and always will be, which makes them that much more difficult. They are merely HP sponges. Massive HP sponges, and that's the, pretty much, once you have the combat rating, that's the only thing that changes them from the previous, and of course you have to go through their phases a bit more frequently than you will during the regular raid versions. Just simply out of the fact that they are HP sponges. That's it. There's nothing else about it other than having to endure and chip away at these massive HP scaling that they get. And as you can see too, the bitrate gets a little bad on some of these moments because there's just so much ungodly amount of crap going on the screen. Oh, okay, this is the first time since the change in that phase that I was like, oh, I don't have to run out of the rings both times this time. That's what threw me off with the first set. I was like, okay, it's a little different than I'm used to, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's a different phase. Now the phase with those double rings, you only have to escape out the one while the red ring effect happens. Running this little gauntlet here was interesting at the start too, and now it starts to get a little bit more, even more difficult to see exactly what's going down. There goes the bitrate, yeah, so forgive me for that, and it's probably gonna look just as bad, if not worse, on YouTube, so sorry. There's a lot going on here, a lot of effects, a lot of numbers popping on the screen. But yeah, this one took exceedingly long because as you can see the hit points at the top of the screen, that's a massive amount of HP. That's a massive amount of HP, so yeah, I mean, that's all there is to this. Getting closer here. Hanging in. For this being a very melee-centric build, you know, you basically have to know where to stand, when to move, that kind of thing. The Hailstone gives a bit of a buffer, however, since the changes, of course, and that was by design by the devs when it comes to Hailstone, and same with the Necro armor. I got pulled into that one. But the same as the Necro armor, you know, they removed the immunity factors on it, which completely changed how the approach to these raids are being done. We cannot do them as easily or as early on as we could in the past since that change. Of course, by design. Here we go. This is a double ring. Now I know I can just leave the one and go right back in again to keep the DPS going. So, but yeah, now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, right at the very tail end of this. Now it's getting interesting. Now I'm like, all right, now we just really got to lay into them as much as we can here. I will switch the tab over for the damage by the end of this here. At this point, I was just so... I'm locked in. I'm locked in, man. No, at this point, I'm just so focused on the fight. And then I ended up clicking the stupid mini-map, which is still an ongoing issue in all gameplay, especially on PC. It's really a pain. Unfortunately, I got popped there right at the end. I got a level that picked me up right off the ground. So there's that. I was just, again, like I said, it was hard to see what was where. There's the tail of the tape now with the damage. So all things considered, I still ended up being right below the 9,500, 9,400 whale that we had. Monk that was running the Baton Twirler build, which is, again, like I said, overtuned in its creation. But not too shabby, I feel. Not too shabby. Now, we'll show you here in a second. It was very, very hard to see at the very end there what was red and where was safe to stand, and then at that point it was just a matter of we need to burn this down and just push as hard as we can. So I just had to eat the damage at the end there to get it done. We had a disconnect, I think, for the vast majority of this fight there at the top too, as you can see. Come on now, where do I... Okay. There we go. There is the whale that we had in our raid. I think we might have had a couple other ones, perhaps. I don't know. But there you go. Okay, quick flash of their secondaries. Hey, yeah, 94, 93 that was with their resonance. So, again, I feel like not too shabby. So they're like, and then the person's like, close race there at the there for me, and I was like, yeah, 100% free to play. I think not too shabby. You know, not too shabby for what I did in my part there. So, anyway, there you go. I just wanted to show that in its entirety, talk about a few things along the way, commentary, of course, alongside all of this, and yeah. So that was the first time, and well, the first and only time necessarily to be done for the Inferno. The Inferno 4 Gauntlet. So, as you can see here, done and done. Done and dusted. Moving on to the next one whenever we all get the proper combat rating for this monster. Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit. And I'm not expecting anything else too crazy out of it. However, there's cosmetics. Did I unlock anything? Oh, I did. That's right. I unlocked the weapon cosmetic on this one. I did not even realize. Of which I am currently wearing, by the way. So, there we go. I like the skull. I like the skull. The staff, on the other hand, not so much. But yeah, I like the skull. I'm all about that, but no. I'm switching back to my other one. Thank you very much. Where is it? Is this it? That is it. Switching back to that one. But anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world. And far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can. One day at a time. That's all we can do. It's the best we can do. And one last check here so you can see Wall Brawl is the current event that has come back around. So be sure to get in on that if you want to. Anyway, until next time, everybody. See you.